Well, we're litigating against Enbridge and trying to stop, the proposed pipeline because I think in a legal context, we have a lot of confidence in the law and where things are going with Aboriginal rights and title in Canada. So I think if you look at the Haida Nation's history, we have our legacy built in 1985, the stand at Lyle. That was a stand and it was a protest on Haida Gwaii that stopped clear-cut logging. So at the time, I don't think the legal course of action was really something that we felt was an option, because we're talking about 1985. So since 1985 to today, you have Delgamuukw, you have all these court cases, Chilcotin last year. So the law is, we believe is on our side, when it comes to where the evolution of Aboriginal title and rights are going in Canada. We believe we have a strong case. And I think, speaking about Haida Gwaii, we have the most unique story to tell when it comes to the legalities, because we have 20 years of what we call reconciliation in Haida Gwaii, which is co-management. So we basically, coexist. We coexist with, the Haida Nation on Haida Gwaii and, Haida Gwaiians who aren't First Nations. We all coexist together on Haida Gwaii. So we have this 20 years of history of this co-management, is what we call it, and it's been working for us. So just recently we won a herring injunction to keep the herring fishery out. The reason why we won that is because of that. It's because of this co-management history we have. That really talks about coexisting, and it's been 20 years in the making. So when decisions are made like opening up a herring fishery or opening or building a pipeline, you're compromising that relationship. That's been 20 years of the making to try to reconcile our differences on Haida Gwaii. So I think it's a long answer, but I think at the end of the day, the law we believe is on our side. If you look at the history, if you look at our situation, I think that our argument about why this should not be built, will prevail in the courts. And I think we never really focused too much on the cost of it, even though of course it's a huge issue. But this campaign is really taken that pressure off, to not really worry too much about, what is it going to cost at the end of the day. Because I think we were prepared to fund this regardless. But what's happening here is just an unbelievable amount of level of support that I don't think anybody fathomed would come together like this. So I don't know, it's a little bit, it's overwhelming in the sense that, people kind of talk about, what does it mean from the Haida perspective. Well, we live on an island, an isolated island of not only the Haida Nation, but non-Haida. And a lot of the things that we've accomplished over our history has been built on us coming together. So we know firsthand what that means to come together. I think what blows my mind here is the scale of what this is doing. This is on a bigger scale than anything we've ever seen. So I think it's where it could go and where it could end up is something unprecedented, and I really believe it's something probably even beyond what I could think of today. I'm blown away at the momentum I think this is going to build for us. And how can you not feel like you're going to win? This is with the feeling in the room. We go home empowered after tonight, and we go down into the trenches and we continue the fight. And without this happening on the scale, like we said, it feels lonely at times, but pulling together is really giving us hope, and I think that's more valuable than any monetary, value that could be put to anything. But of course, the monetary rally of all this is really just unbelievable. It's beyond words how we can appreciate, what BC and British Columbians and Canadians are doing to, stand beside us in our fight. It's really humbling.